guys, I'm gonna wait for you guys to join. I'm gonna wait for you people to join. Even one person. We are at 43 seconds and nobody has joined. We have 2 people. We have now 3 people. Guys, I'm just gonna make this a very short video. Good morning. It's morning here in Kenya. I don't know what time it is. I can't be bothered. I'm not in a good mood. I am not in a good mood. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys so fast. Kenyan election is a shit show. Okay, it is an absolute shit show. And if you are going to come here and sort of comment anything to hurt my feelings even further, I'm going to really block you. And I don't need it. Just keep it to yourself. I'm just going to break it down to you what is happening. Usually in each and every 5 years, we Kenyans go to the ballots to vote for our preferred presidential candidate. And every 5 years, there has always been bloodshed. And we have an opposition leader called Raila Omolo Odinga, and he's always been vying for the presidency. And whenever he vies, I mean, he has a lot of people who love him. Majority of people love him in Kenya. But you have to understand that in Kenya, there is a tribalism divide when it comes to different tribes in Kenya. So certain tribes usually vote for their preferred, they both vote based on tribes. So it really doesn't matter if your candidate was a criminal. It really doesn't matter, just so long as you don't vote the other tribe, you know. So this is what happens in Kenya. And so every single time that he has always vied, they have always been against him becoming president since, I don't know, I can't remember, maybe since 2007. And each and every time, he's always been winning by a landslide. But because the system and the system is against him, they always rig him out. They absolutely rig him out. It's very much proven that they rig him out. So the reason why the reason why they rig him out is because the body that conducts election here in Kenya is called IEBC. And the IEBC, I don't know what is it stand for. It's just election body. These people are very corrupt, and you know, money talks here in Kenya. If you have money, you just bribe somebody to actually put you in a position that you want. So this election board always, and I've always rigged it in favor of anybody else, but not this man, Raila. So, and the people who support, and it is election malpractice that has happened, has been known to happen in Kenya several times, but nothing is done, because even if it goes to Supreme Court, the majority, the people who have money are the ones who usually, they just pay it off, and it's just like, you know, it's just done, dusted, and forgotten. In Kenya, several people have been murdered along the way during elections and all that. But still, it doesn't matter whether the blood is shed, whether what happens, it just doesn't matter. The people can cry until they murder each other, until, you know, it just doesn't matter. No one will listen to you. So they make people line up every 5 years only to actually rig votes. So actually election, your vote don't matter. Your voice doesn't matter, because even if you go, these people know who's going to be president at the end of the day. So I remember my last video I made is talking to you about the election and and whatnot. But I want to tell you guys that the person, my preferred candidate, who has always been rigged out, has another rig out has happened, and it's been rigged out. And today, yesterday, the person who was announced president was not the person who actually won. The person who has been winning is the one who has again been rigged out by the same system that has been conducting the same election, that has been rigging in the people they preferred based on if they paid or if they were. So anywho, This year, what was different was that Uhuru, the current president, had a fallout with his deputy president, who was also a running mate, and he backed up the opposition leader, the person who's always been rigged out. He backed him up and sort of because 2017, a lot of people died during election, and because the election was rigged again, the guy was actually taken away his presidency from him. So the president was kind of remorseful on how things were conducted, and decided to bring peace and to make tribes merge, and to make things like sort of become like return favors, or maybe support him to become the president that he deserved, because they understand that in the past they have made him, they have actually snatched presidency from him. So the president was for him and was sort of supporting him and all that. But people were not people were really not what am I saying? Yes. So anywho, so the person who won, I mean, the same election body that has been conducting election in Kenya is the same election body that has conducted the election in 2017, and the courts found that there were irregularities and there were things that were not done according to the constitution, that were not according to the law. But the same people still got to be given the mandate to actually conduct election in Kenya. The same people who are found to be corrupt, the same people who are found to be, to not be credible and not be transparent, they're the same people who actually conducted election in Kenya. And the same thing happened again and again, they rigged him in. So I don't understand, like, this is the reason why I usually say to on 2017, I said I will never vote in Kenya, simply because it was so painful that they, simply because it was, hold on, guys. Simply because the 2017 election was very painful to me because of the people that lost their lives, and the people they actually killed, and somebody who was responsible for protecting the servers for the election not to be rigged. They actually murdered that guy in cold blood, and the people who support these people who rigged in election, they were just laughing and mocking, mocking the people. It's like in Kenya, the people who are now laughing and happy, and they just don't care that people, like, even if crime is being committed, they don't care. They don't care. They're just happy, even if the crime. If I were people who were supporting Ruto at this time, I wouldn't be even happy. I wouldn't be supporting something that I know very well until it has been verified. The thing was not even verified. The thing was conducted in an opaque manner, because even the officials, the election body, the officials who are on, like, the election body, they are divided. 5 people out of this election body have, like, called out and said the election was not transparent, everything was opaque, or not was opaque, was done in a manner that is not constitutional, and we are not responsible for the outcome of this election, so we are out. Like, there were 7, but 4 out of these 7 people have actually ducked out and said we don't want anything to do with it. And there was chaos, guys. The members of parliament were fighting each other because they know, I mean, they were fighting, some people. It's crazy, you people. Okay, right now, my preferred candidate has really not spoken anything. He's not really spoken anything. He's just quiet. So people don't know what direction he's going to take. But obviously, the thing is going to go back to court. And even if it goes back to court, it's not going to surprise me, because it is the same court that actually did not even disband the entire election body. And this is the same court that asked for people to go back to ballots. Imagine, after somebody was murdered, the person who was manning election was actually murdered, and election was rigged in favor of their people. That is when Uhuru Kenyatta was actually elected in. It was a rigged election. Even Uhuru himself said that, listen, it is not mine, take it. and he was almost slapped by his deputy, the one who is currently president-elect, to actually sit on that seat, whether he likes it or not. They don't want the thing to go to this tribe, a certain tribe, they don't want this thing to go to. So anyway, it's just sad that even after this guy was murdered, still the courts allowed this thing to continue. Still the courts allowed even election in itself. When this person was murdered and the servers were hacked into, this was the time for the courts to actually this like sort of like sort of what like disembarred, what is it called, like cancel the entire body, and maybe the army officials, like they can give the country to the army to actually rule it all together. Because how do you trust an election body after it has been compromised to an extent? One of their officials who are actually responsible for the entire election server being murdered, and you still like just let it go on. To an extent, a winner has been announced. It goes to an extent where these people nullified the entire election. Like the entire election was sort of cancelled, and they said you can go back to election again. This is after billions and billions of Kenya shillings has been used to this same election, and a lot of people have been murdered. You ask us to go back to the election just so that the same corrupt body can come back and announce, count election and conduct election. How does that make sense? Make it make sense. Like, it really is bothering me, but at the end of the day, the people who are supporting this corruption and are supporting these unjust practices, they are the same people who will sit back here and cry. Me, you know what? Me, I'm sitting in my mansion. I'm not even saying it because I am proud or what. I am sitting in my mansion. Some of these people don't even have anything. Some of these people who are voting these corrupt leaders or they don't have anything, or even the people who are supporting these injustices in Kenya, they don't have anything. Like, their life is so miserable at the day, but still they just like elect these corrupt people. They just don't care at the end of the day. So for me, I said that I'm not gonna be involved. This time I went and actually voted for the first time in my life, after saying that I will never vote. In 2017, well, they murdered this guy. I said I will never ever vote, but again I found myself going to the ballots and voting. So I voted knowing that this same election body, I knew it in my heart and of hearts that the elections were not going to go in favor of the person I'm supporting. I knew it in hearts of hearts, because the current vice president, the one who has been president-elect, he was really thumping his chest, and in support of this same election body that has always been rigged on their favor. He was actually supporting them and saying, leave them alone, let them do their job, stop disturbing them, don't talk, because he knew so well that these people are working for them. He knew so well that these people are for us. They never spoke about irregularities or even the things that happened that made the election be nullified. They did not talk against that and say, they just kept saying, please conduct transparent and fair election, obviously in their favor. When it is fair is when they have sneaked in money, and they have, when you try to actually reason about Kenyan election, you are going to have to be sick and to have heart attack. And you know what? There has been a lot of great minds in Kenya, a lot of great minds. And I'm proud to say that some of them were coming from our tribe, this tribe that these people hate so much. Some of them, these crazy great minds came from our tribe. But then they had been eliminated one by one from the face of earth. These people had been murdered one by one by one by one by one by one, and counting. The only person that they haven't been able to murder is this Raila Odinga guy, which I don't know why they have not been able to murder him, but for some reason they have not been able to murder him. But you guys, In Kenya, it is really, really, really absolutely shithole, and it's really, really crazy. And right now, like the people who are celebrating, they should be afraid, because when it is gonna come to the fact that it's true that one day the thing will come. Okay, it's taking a bit too long, 10, 15 years and all that years. It's too long when it comes to to the human lifespan. Man, it's taking long for karma to come back. But no matter what, I know that one day it is actually going to come back, and it's going to bat these people in the ass. Well, right now there is a president-elect. He is the person who shall not be mentioned. You can Google him. I'm not even going to mention him. But at the end of the day, it's going to be, of course, that now the elections is up to this the election body, the chairman of the election body. It is not about the people. It is not about his team not supporting his team. Like even in 2017, some of his team ran away, went to exile just because of how the election was conducted. Some of his team ran away after seeing that another one has been murdered. Another one actually was like, I am out of here, because of the shithole that was happening. Simply because this guy is not in support of Raila for the longest time. And he is working, like this election season, people were thinking, okay, these Azimio people, the people from the Raila Odinga camp, they were so happy because they thought that the election is gonna be fair finally, simply because the current president of Kenya is in support, has endorsed Raila. So they were thinking this thing is gonna come home, okay? And for me, I kept telling these people that you people, so long as the same election body that have rigged in election is not for Raila, so long as he is not supporting Raila is never ever going to win election in Kenya. So long as this same body is the same body that is conducting election, even after one of them died, even after so many people bloodshed, even the person who is the chairman does not resign, regardless of the things that has happened, the bloodshed that has happened and all this. He does not give up and say, you know what, I give up. Please give it to somebody else because I cannot conduct this thing because I am very incompetent. I cannot do it. He cannot give up, okay? I say to these people that so long as, and then they were like, you know what? Because now the president is backing up Raila and all that. Raila is now in the government, and everything is going to work on his favor. Even if it is rigging, they are going to rig on his favor. Even they were saying all these things like to make them feel that now they have big support from the government. I told them that the person who knows how the election rigging system works is this William Ruto guy. He is the one who knows. He's the one who is connected. He's the one who made sure that the thing was rigged in in favor of the current president. He is the one who has paid a lot of money because he's a billionaire. He's a multi-billionaire. He knows how to pay these people, and he knows how to bring these people to his camp. Like he was just stamping the entire time, okay? He was just stamping the entire time. And he knew so well that the way he is connected to this body, to this election body, there is no way on earth he's ever gonna lose. And the same scenario that has played in the past has played again, because he is so connected to these people, like it's crazy, okay? So now, the people who are celebrating, they were celebrating, and the people who are crying and all that and bullshit, and the thing is going to go back to courts for sure. They have their evidences and whatnot, and at the end of the day, the courts are still going to be in favor of this other person. Okay, the president has not really, the current president who is supposed to hand over power, has not really spoken about anything. And you guys, if you want to know that this guy was in it and he knows that he was the one who was gonna win, despite it's being opaque, people like nobody knew who was the winner, okay? Nobody is supposed to know who is the winner until the winner is announced. Even though the people of Odinga kind of put all the calculations, and they knew that they were winning with like they initially they knew, like from their what is it called, like you see when the election is being conducted, you have to have your agent at the election polling center. So when all this agent has actually taken all their calculation based on all constituencies, it was very eminent that he was actually having more than 7 million votes. And when the IEBC, this election body, actually was like, they wanted these things to be transparent according to them. So they even opened the server, like this part of the servers where there is this forms called 30, whatever, like I don't give a shit. You people, what the forms like these papers called 34A, 34B, 34C. I mean, that after the election, the tally, from the tallying center, they count these ballot papers and then they enter them into the KIMS kit, this thing where we put our fingerprints. It's that electronic thingy that looks like an iPad. And then from this KIMS kit, this thing are going to be like streamed into the IEBC portal, where now they will, I don't know, guys, there is this forms that they're going to write it in, and I'm like, from these forms, it is going to be doctored. These forms can easily be doctored. And then now they transfer these things to the servers, and then they open part of these servers and give people like a website address where they can actually enter and view the election results live. And I'm like, people were like, it's so transparent. Anyone can go in there and check it for themselves and whatnot and whatnot. And the people who are actually smart enough could have seen that actually these things, some of them are actually doctored, okay? And it's not new because, first of all, the election body had been compromised in 2017 to start with. It has been compromised. So it had been compromised to an extent. They could, like they talk in even the. So guys, so for the people who are going to watch this video, you're gonna watch it after. Of course, the internet is acting up on me, but I'm gonna still talk anywho and finish this live. So there was something I wanted to say. Yes, when the entire thing has been compromised, and that the person who is conducting these elections are one-sided, you take it to court after so many people die and all that bullshit, and the money has been lost with the election and whatnot, and a lot of bullshit, okay? You take it to court, but then the court say you go back to the ballots, with again taxpayers' money getting wasted, only for them to come back and announce the person who lost, because the money has already been paid, and there is an oath that they had made. There is this deal that they had made that they cannot actually walk away from it, and now the Kenyan people are the people like who have to suffer, okay? I didn't say that the candidate whom I'm supporting is the perfect guy. I didn't say so, okay? I didn't say that the person whom I'm not supporting is the worst guy. But based on his records, knowing that he even have a current case going on in ICC, in the International Criminal Court, when it came to, I don't know, the election, the deaths of a lot of people that died during a certain electioneering period. Yeah, this is the guy that these people have voted for. That the human life is not important. It's like a fly. And then at the end of the day, right now, this Chebukati guy, the guy who is in the election, the guy who is actually the election, at the end of the day, guys, my trail of thoughts are actually disappearing simply because I am so right now confused, and I am upset, and I am sad at where Kenya is going. I am really, really not happy, okay? the level of corruption that has happened in this country. Like this same guy that has been elected is the same guy who even when he was the deputy president in this Kenya, he could not conduct his duties simply because he had fallen out with the president for some reason. Obviously, there is a tangible reason, that the reason why they had fallen out, they had fought, things were not right with them. You know, I mean, the level of disrespect when it comes to this guy, and chest thumping and saying that nobody, like, you cannot do nothing for me. Like, hakuna mali utanipeleka. Yani, I am so above the law that all of you are shit. And then at the end of the day, this same guy goes to church crying. Yet when they are asking him about the crimes that he has committed, he's going, like he is so confused and he cannot even actually talk and say exactly to even try and defend himself. Are you guys kidding me? Is this the guy, like the eras of the President Moi, who had ruled this country for like more than 24 years? The person who has murdered people like crazy. This is the era that you are actually bringing us back into? Are you guys crazy for real? And you know, the people be voting for him, the people who voted for him, simply voted for him to give the president a middle finger for actually bringing him into the camp and actually trying to endorse him. Like, how dare you endorse this man? Because the hate has been enrooted deeply into these people's brain. Like, even if they ask you, you ask them exactly why they hate Odinga, they wouldn't tell you why they hate him. Go and listen to a lot of debates that usually happen live on TikTok, where these people call in and actually get asked, why do you love this other one? Why do you love Ruto? And why exactly do you hate Raila? Guys, these people have no tangible reason as to why they love him. They just be saying, oh, you know, this man is very old. Oh, you know, this man need to retire. This man is the Lord of poverty. He is a mganga. He is a this. If Raila was a mganga, he could have bewitched all of you people in this government for the pain that you have caused a lot of people in this land and the bloodshed that has happened for the likes of Ouko and all that. And Otieno Kajwang and all those people, the great Luo man that had been murdered several years and counting. If he is like, if he is a maganga, he could have bewitched all of you guys and you will be like, man, it's so crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Like the majority, you know, let me tell you the reason why this guy won. The reason why Odinga won. This time, he got so many votes from Kikuyu land. Even though Kikuyus never vote for him to start with. He got votes. Even if it is just 10,000 votes, he still got votes that he never got. And imagine on all those previous years, he never had votes from Kikuyu lands, but he still won by a landslide. It had to take these people rigging this election to actually get him in, to get their preferred people in. It is crazy, you people. And you know, the people who are actually voting this guy in, the people who actually now saying, oh, ha, ha, you guys have lost, you guys have always losing. You people you actually supporting criminal activities in this land. You are actually up for criminal, you are supporting lawlessness in this land. You are supporting lawlessness in this land. Paul Maina, you're telling me to tafuta kazi. My friend, I am as I am sitting right now, I'm sitting in my mansion. I don't need to work to even live, okay? But still, I am talking because I am sad for Kenya. You're telling me to go tafuta work. Work for who? I have my businesses right now open. What do you have you? What are you telling me? So you people, it's not just stamping. It's just that I am upset. The majority of these people who are supporting the people who are on this other camp, they are living miserable lives. I mean, this person is actually promising them wheelbarrow, while his children are driving choppers. The hustler, He wants you guys to hustle. Who wants to hustle in this life? What it means by the hustler is like hand to mouth. Hand to mouth, hand to mouth. This is what he wants you guys to actually be happy for. So anywho, people, I don't want to be so fired up. I'm going to wake up and go get ready. But at the end of the day, it is such a shithole. A shithole. Okay? An absolute crazy shithole. And Kenya will never change. There is never going to be a change. So long as the people have this mindset of supporting the people who are conducting evil in a country, and they're going to cry in churches that they are holy and they are holy and they are holy, yet they are something else. Right now, Kenya is obviously very divided. We have not heard from the Odinga part. We have not heard from the president part. The only people who are celebrating are these people. Obviously, they are celebrating and they are happy and all that. And he is only making all these, press briefings and talking bullshit and talking all this bullshit. But we know very well that in free and fair election, there is no way you guys could still be leading this country. People died for you guys to lead. And then they say, oh, it's because this man, violence, the Lord of Poverty, who is always in violence, he needs to go and retire. You are not even discussing the real issues here. Why violence? Why do you think his people chose violence? It's because you guys don't even want to discuss it, because you guys are dumb. The people are so dumb and they don't want to discuss it. But one day, what comes around always goes around. It might take forever, but it will surely come. One day, it will be time for you guys to actually be mourned. Until that day comes, I'm never voting in Kenya. That is number one. Because if you know the kind of, this guy knew that he was going to win, even though other people did not know. Other people had figures. They knew that they were winning, obviously. But these people, despite not having the figure lining up for them, they still knew they were winning. To an extent, the entire auditorium, they brought their family members. You see, their poor mothers were actually being dragged from their, their rocking chairs. They were being brought. The children were being brought. Like they had prepared their people because they knew they won. Even before the thing was announced, they had prepared their people to come in, because, and in meanwhile, he's saying, leave him alone. Leave this guy alone, my guy. Chebukati is my hero. He's my hero. Of course, he's your hero. Of course, he is your hero. Because what have you guys been doing? What have you guys been doing? What is the hurry with announcing election while you know very well that it is not, like it was not conducted correctly? Guys, I am not upset. I am just disappointed, obviously. As you can hear, I am disappointed beyond measure. But this is Kenya, you people. This thing is not gonna go anywhere. I told people, and I kept telling people in my cycle, I was telling them, listen guys. Uhuru, the current president, had no hand in the rigging of election in 2017. He did not know even how the thing is done. Uhuru is this polite guy who is just going with the flow. He just goes with the flow. The fact that he's supporting Raila does not mean that actually Raila is going to win this thing. This thing is going to be rigged from him. Simply because the same portal that conducted election in 2017 that the courts found not okay is the same portal that is going to conduct this same election. Huh? And how do you expect Raila to win if this same portal, this same election portal, and the same people are the same people who are conducting election? The president is for Raila and whatnot. Well, the president had nothing to do with it. He doesn't know how election is being rigged. Even the deputy president told you guys that he is the one who knows how this thing are working. Anywho, and then you were saying, the army, just because they were saying that this time it's going to be in favor of Raila, simply because his strongholds, there has not been deployed, the like, this army people and the police people who are used to conduct brutality in this Kenya. They were actually not deployed in Raila's stronghold this time. So these people were like, he's actually winning, because, if I told them, you guys, you are far from the truth. And there are people who actually betted with me and said, you are giving us money if Raila won. I told them, fine, let's bet. Right now, all of them are quiet. I told them simply, these guys are going to rig this thing, because they always rig it. They take it to court. The courts are also corrupt. It goes nowhere from there. They get announced as winners. And the cycle continues and continues and continues until all of you are dead. And again, another generation comes. And the cycle will still continues. There is no injustice. There is no justice in this Kenya. There has never been. If there was justice, even the guy who was murdered in 2017 for the servers to be accessed, the guy who was murdered for these people to win, this thing could have actually been gone to court, and they could have talked about these things, and the criminals who murdered this guy could have been brought to book. But just because the state was in support and was running this thing, even the family of this guy say that they have never seen the government in their home state. They have never seen any lawyers fighting for them. It was gone and dusted. A great mind was gone just like that. The one who was actually manning the integrity of Kenyan voting system. He was gone just like that. This in itself can make you question these people and make you not even chest stamp yourself and not make you even say, oh, no. This in itself will make you say, let's go back in in this year, people did not even vote as they usually do. And I'm predicting that in the coming years, people will not vote at all. They will use their servers to actually continue giving people power. Because why do you have us line up closing our business and having us going to line up for something that is not going to be conducted fairly? Why do you do this to us? Why do we have to line up if you know that the person who is going to win is going to win anyway? Why do you play with our medulla oblongata like this? It doesn't make sense. If you support these people, fine. Continue supporting them. Just continue supporting them. I don't mind you. I don't blame you for the brainwash that you have been and the cult that you are in. I don't blame you. It is fine. And when you are celebrating, keep celebrating. But ask yourself, where am I now? My life. Where am I now? Where I'm sitting right now? How is my life? What do I have? What does my children have? What future does my children have? Because you know that today, people in Luoland are going to be murdered. The other day or the days to come, maybe your grandchildren and your children will be murdered. The same thing. Because the cycle will continue. Because you guys are supporting the injustices. You guys are not ready to actually discuss the real things that are happening in this country. You are not ready. Because you are like, oh, so long as that guy does not take power. But why do you hate him? What is the reason that you hate him so much? You have no reason at all. So anyway, you guys, I'm not going to get fired up. We are going to wait for the courts, which is going to go blah blue anyway. I don't really give a shit at the end of the day. Yes, I've spoken, but I'm just spoken to bring it out there. But at the end of the day, me, I don't have anything to lose. I do not have, okay? I don't have anything to lose. Fine. Let the economy skyrocket. I'm still going to eat. I bet you not. I'm still going to eat. So long as God is in heaven, I will eat. I will live in my mansion. So long as God is in heaven. Everyone in my life will live a good life. The children in my house will be fed. They will have full stomach in their stomachs. As for you, with your life, continue hustling. The hustler nation. As a matter of fact, go and get wheelbarrow from this guy who promised you guys a wheelbarrow. Continue with you and your generation. Continue. This is the life that you have actually signed yourself to. And don't come back here crying. saying, so and so and so, so, so. Fine. The mzee has left it. The mzee probably will be like, you know what, it's fine, leave it. He'll probably, you guys will laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. But I kid you not, one day you will wish this guy was there. For even to be a whistleblower for the things that are happening in the government. You will wish he was there. Because he has actually been a whistleblower for this government for the longest time. But you guys are hating him for what reason? You hate him, do you even know how the democracy of this country was fought for? Do you even know? This is why the people voted in Nelson Mandela, to return the favors for what happened to him, for how he suffered, for how he was crying. He just wanted this, he would love the country so much. But you think the people who are rigging and killing people out of this rigging love this country? Hey, wait and see. They love this country very much. Wait and see. So anywho, guys, that's enough of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Have a lovely day. Bye.